following on, one note to the wall, focus on a place to the wall and project one note for as long as you can while sustaining the power you start with. This is really, really helpful. This is probably the most, this one is probably most helpful in At Last, mainly because this song is full of powerful notes, and you have to be able to sustain them. But that's really helpful. And then I do hey, ho, ha, he, etc. So you swing your arm and focus, using your diaphragm to get out all your breath in short bursts when saying each and every sort of word. So that's my warm-up routine for that. Something that I also noticed, because when I practice, sometimes I look in the mirror to see if I'm just blank in the face, because obviously you're trying to perform with confidence and flair. You don't want to be blank in the face and not being able to tell the story. And I noticed that with this song, because I'm concentrating so hard on hitting these notes and making sure I know what I'm doing, I look vacant. I look miserable. I look like I don't know what I'm doing and that I just don't want to be there. So that's something that I've been working on. So I make sure that I look in a mirror and make sure that I am trying to connect with, I guess, myself, because it's a mirror. But I've also enlisted my family, bless them, and I would then interrogate them on what could I improve on, what did I look like, did I look bored, did I look completely just out of it, did I look like I don't want to be there. But that has very much improved now, which is I'm so thankful for, because I absolutely hate practicing facial expressions when it's not really, you don't think it's a big deal, especially in music. You think of that more in drama, acting, that's what you do. But actually, you're still telling a story. It's just to a melody. And you just say your words differently while you sing them. So that's something that I'm getting better at now. My next song is... Where's my next song? I cannot see it. Piano Man by Billy Joel. That's what it was. Piano Man. This song is quite relatively new practicing wise. So I just... But it's quite a catchy song, so I'll always be singing it in my head. And so it's like it gets stuck in your head all the time. So I'll just be like, I'll be piddling around the house doing housework or whatever. I'll just be doing whatever, or just walking, and then I'll hit like a verse will come out, and I'll be like, oh, I should probably. So I just sort of sing that verse, and then I sort of go, that sounded okay, or it didn't. And then I'd go back and put them all together. Especially the something I struggle with really, really bad in this song is the breaks in between each verse and the chorus. Sometimes they're longer and sometimes they're shorter, but they sound the same. So you're like, do I come in there? No, I don't come in. Do I come in there? No. And it's very like, there I come in. And it can be very confusing and frustrating if you get it wrong, because you're like, I missed my cue. Now what do I do? And you just have to wait until your next cue, which is very frustrating. Lyrics-wise, a lot of lyrics included in this song. It's nearly 5 minutes. But they're quite memorable lyrics, but sometimes I mix them up. So I'll put like the beginning of one verse with the end of a completely different verse, which is, I guess it works, but it doesn't make sense really. Rhythm-wise, yeah, it works, but it doesn't logically. That doesn't work. The warm-ups I use for oh my goodness, Piano Man. Piano Man are, let me try and find, for this song I use, something that I use quite a lot in my other ones that I haven't mentioned are scales, just normal scales, and sirens and trills, just mimicking sirens and birds, and yeah, 1 by 1 again, and 1 1 2 1. So when you go 1 1 2 1 1 2 3 2 1 1 2 3 4, yeah, etc. What else do I use? I use All I Want, and I'll Buy a Teapot, and One Note to the Wall. I use quite a variety of different songs, different warm-ups for this song, because it's quite a vast, you have to cover quite a vast amount of things in this song because it contains so much, but it seems to be working really, really well using just loads of them. I don't really have the only, again, that was the issue I said previously, but I really love this song, so that makes me want to rehearse and practice and practice and practice, and it wants to make me get it right. I love the story behind it. It's just so fun and free, and I think everybody loves it, and it's just that's why I'm ending that song on it, because it's such a nice song. The next song, Gunpowder and Lead by Miranda Lambert, one of my country songs. I love it. I love the song, but that's not the only reason why I chose it, obviously. But this song is very, very feisty and very my personality. Is basically saying, don't F with me, don't, otherwise you will get beaten up, or shot with a shotgun in this song. I didn't come up with it. I use the warm-ups of oh dear, Horse Blows, All I Want, I'll Buy a Teapot, Mrs. Puggy Wuggy, and She Stood Upon. They're the ones I use, so it's quite an all-rounded, warm-up. This song, the issues that I have with it, that it can be quite, again, coming in at the right time can be quite annoying, but the lyrics are simple enough, and it's quite an easy one to pick up after you've practiced and practiced and practiced, which I have obviously done. But yeah, I don't really have many issues with that song. The only downside about this song actually is that about the last 45 seconds, the last 45 seconds are just a complete, just a guitar solo. So it's like 45 seconds of me standing there looking like a lemon because I've got nothing to do. So what I've done is just repeated the chorus, or just repeated a certain lyric, just so it sounds like it does continue to the end. But that's something I've added in just so it doesn't just stop and then you just have to wait and listen to a guitar solo. That's not even live, it's just playing in the background, which isn't what you want. The next song is A Little White Church by Little Big Town, another country song, a great country song. The ones I use are Mrs. Puggy Wuggy, What a To Do, and Pheasant Plucker, and Horse Blows, and Tongue Flexers, this song is very, very quick, very upbeat. It's probably my fastest song. It's definitely my fastest song by quite a way even. I want to say the only issue that I'm having with is this, but I guess I don't know if it's an issue or not, but it's just something that I sometimes struggle with in this song, is the sheer amount of diction that is required, especially as it's a country song, but I don't have the accent, so it doesn't work. I don't have that twang that I can just stop a word partway through. I can't do that, so sometimes it's quite annoying because they don't have to do it in the song in the original, because it sounds fine with their accent, but mine, as you can tell, is quite different to a Southern American, an American from the deep South. So it's kind of annoying, especially if they cut it off and then go straight into another lyric. When they cut off, I can't cut it off because otherwise it doesn't sound like a word. So I go from having to say it, then immediately having to go into it like a chorus. It's quite like tiring and out of breath. But breath control is the biggest thing in this song by a long way. You just have to stretch your diaphragm. So I also use One Note to the Wall just to try and stretch it and make sure that I'm using all of it. That's really helpful. So that is Little White Church. I think that might be all of them. Yeah, that's all of them. I might have missed one, but I don't think I have, but you never know. So yeah, this has been my very long practice schedule on what I'm recently doing and what I'm struggling with, what I'm using as warm-ups, what I am working on, and what are my strengths and weaknesses. So yeah.